Bernie's coalition is too urban or too internet, I think they said after the last
Yep.
debate. And he also, Warren is more specific. But she won't give an answer.
Right,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Why Bernie over Warren if Warren, apparently I'm being fed, Warren is Bernie but more palatable. Why is she so palatable to the establishment?
I see Warren as palatable to the establishment because in a lot of ways she hits each of the points that they want to reach with the electorate. They want to come off like they're cool, they're just as new, and but they're also female because Future is female, and they are trying to appeal to the type of identity politics they accuse us of trying to appeal to. So that's why I think Warren is fun for them, because it lets them play dress up with these progressive politics but not actually have to implement them.
And speakers before Bernie talked a lot about, I don't like the copy, I like the original. Obviously Bernie's not saying that because he's being a little diplomatic at this point towards Warren.
He's separating himself from him because he has to. I mean, she called herself a capitalist. He calls himself a democratic socialist. I mean, as you can see, when Trump had his State of the Union address, who stood up when Donald Trump said we're not a communist country? Elizabeth Warren.
Socialist. Not a socialist country.
Not a socialist country. Not Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders was sitting there with a frown on his face, and she's clapping it up. In my opinion,
I'm a patron.
Hey, nice to see you.
In my opinion, Elizabeth Warren, she's trying to step her foot in the establishment and one foot in the progressive side. But now it's getting more and more clear that she's stepping more to the establishment side because she wants these big donors. I mean, she keeps flip-flopping when it comes to the primary and the general election, and it's gross. And Bernie's really sticking to his principles while she's not. She's trying to play a political game. Just like in 2016, she had the opportunity to endorse in Massachusetts, and she didn't. Now, I'm not even sure why she's running. I feel that she's running because she's just to stop the progressive vote getting in the way of Bernie Sanders. I hope that made sense.
Yeah. And I want to ask you because everyone, the media makes it seem like Putin was standing behind voters in the Midwest with a machete, and that's why Donald Trump won. But Hillary Clinton had 5% less African Americans come out for her as compared to Obama did in 2012. 5% less Latinos came out for her, and 6% less age 18 to 29. So they're speaking right now. Biden is, I have no idea why, doing very well among black voters, mostly older black voters. But to you, well, yeah.
I mean, I'm an older black voter.
I think you look 40.
I'm 60. Okay.
Oh boy.
So as an older black voter, I understand it's a familiarity. Now, I heard about Bernie because I watched Bill Maher. And he was on there way before he announced he was running. And when he said he was running, I was like, oh, that's cool. And my friends were like, who's Bernie Sanders? They are out of touch and disconnected. However, if they listen, the key is if they listen, the things that he's talking about affect the majority of us in a positive way. The people that, like I personally know some of the Hilton family, they love Donald Trump. Barron is named after their grandfather. I understand why they support him. They're wealthy, they have every reason to want to protect their wealth, etc., etc. That's not the case for the rest of us, for the rest of most of us. Young people didn't come out for Hillary and all that because of what she represents. We're pissed off at her right now because of this crap she's talking about. Tulsi Gabbard is a Russian asset. I mean, who the hell is she to start? Anyway, I'm not going to go off. I'm not going to go off.
Well,
but
she's an asset of Raytheon, Lockheed Martin. And,
yeah, I mean, and look at what she did in Haiti with the foundation down there and all the stuff that people were trying to tell us at that time. Bottom line is, people vote for what they're familiar with. So it's a point for us to get the word out. It's important for those who support Bernie, who can also relate to whether it's a black struggle, the Latino struggle, the Asian struggle, Native American struggle, to also speak and be heard. The question is, where are you going to see? Did the mainstream media talk about that? No. All they wanted to talk about is Elizabeth Warren and Biden. Hello, Bernie had a heart attack, yes, but who raised all the money?
And they're doctoring pictures of Bernie Sanders. CNN is atrocious for that. You CNN, seriously.
The bottom line is we understand they don't want him because of what he represents.
Yeah.
He was very honest years ago talking about socialism. The thing is, the average person over a certain age, like people in my generation, associate socialism with a stepping stone to communism and that we're going to end up like China. Not going to happen. Hello, did you do any history? Did you learn about Franklin Roosevelt? Why do we have Social Security? Why do we have a police department that serves everyone? Why do we have a fire department that serves everyone? Why do we have elementary school and high school that are free to the public based on property taxes? All of these things are because of democratic socialism. We just need to kick it up a notch. The imbalance between the corporate world that gets away with murder, literally, and the rest of us is too wide. Now it's like an oligarchy. We're not a democracy anymore. It's just out of control.
And he's here to crush the oligarchs. He's really the one. He's actually fighting for us, and it's wonderful. Everyone else is just trying to placate to the media and to the rich.
Yeah, he's putting his life on the line.
Last question. Who do you think Donald Trump would want to face? Or face, who do you think he would want to face least of the current nominees?
I think that Trump would love to go up against somebody like Elizabeth Warren, where he could keep calling her Pocahontas, or Cory Booker, because of how flip-floppish and wishy-washy he's been on issues. I think Trump would love to run circles around the two bases that Republicans associate most with being Democrats. As for the people I think he'd want to go the least up against, I think the least he'd want to go up against is Yang and Bernie, because both Yang and Bernie represent trying to actually shift the country in a direction that outmodes people like Donald Trump.
He cannot beat them with policy. It's literally impossible.
Thank
It's
you,
not
guys.
happening.